मरम्मत देखो गलती कर रहा है ठोको है बिल्कुल। अब तो माइक से बोल रहे हो कितने अपराधी हैं 16 अभी जल्दी आ रहे हैं पालन करना बड़ा मुश्किल है तो 8 आदमी दारू पी के डेली मर रहे हैं।
చెప్పింది చేయదు మ్యాథ్ ఫస్ట్ నొప్పులు కదే.
Yes, sir.
ఎస్ సార్.
Yeah.
గుడ్
It's
ఈవినింగ్.
open.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్. గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
Good evening. Good evening.
जोशी सर. जोशी सर.
यस सर.
थोड़ा बच्चों का अटेंडेंस कैसे मार्क करना है वो 10 मिनट के बाद 2 मिनट आप बता दीजिए.
वो बता देंगे सर, क्लास शुरू होने है.
अभी शुरू करवा दे क्या?
हाँ सर.
अभी तीन ही बच्चे आए हैं ना, 2 मिनट देखे.
हाँ. यस.
हाँ 2 मिनट देख करके बालाजी सर, आफ्टर 2
Yes,
minutes we will start. Let them join. Only 3 are there. Let us wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Students are requested to mark their attendance using the LMS portal. You can log in your LMS portal and you can after login there is a one tab you see that is called as attendance. Do not click as mark as done. Okay, please click on that attendance and just click on present.
Yeah, somebody's asking something. Yeah, please.
Yeah, please unmute your mic and ask the question.
Hello, good afternoon or good evening.
Yeah, yes, good evening. Good evening. Please speak up.
Yeah, my name is Koliba Morubware. I am from Mali, from West Africa.
Okay.
And I'm very happy to join the IGNO University.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
And
Welcome, Koniba. Your name is Koniba, right?
Yeah, Koliba, yes.
Welcome, Koniba.
Yeah, and I'm also ready to follow the course with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
वो फंस गई हाथी में, बहुत बड़ा पार्क बनाया था.
And I want to know the course is going to start now or when?
Yeah, it's going to start now. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Let the other people join. Okay, and then we'll start immediately. because I can see only two people, uh,
Yeah.
Mukhtar Goni and Koniba, right? So two people have already joined. So let's according to their time, let them join first. Okay, let's see if like others wants to join. We'll wait for
Mm-hmm.
1 minute more, 2 minutes more.
Okay, thank you.
Be there, be online. Don't leave the class.
I will
Okay,
take
no problem.
an introductory section of 2 minutes before Balaji sir takes up the session. Then actual session will begin.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I think we should go ahead because it's already uh, 6:40. So let others join later on. Okay, one by one if they are joining. So let's see according to their time they will join. So I think we should go ahead with the lessons because we have to cover many things. Many question answers will be there of students. Okay, so a lot of things we need to cover in very little time. So I think we'll start this session. Before starting this session, before starting the lessons units, okay, I would like to ask Sir to Sharma sir, would you like to say something or shall I continue the session?
Yes, sir. I will take only one
Yeah,
minute.
please.
Dear learners, I welcome all of you for the first session of actual transaction of academic transaction. Of course, earlier we have met, induction program was conducted. Now in this session, myself, Dr. Balaji, Dr. Joshi, Sri Joshi ji are here, and Joshi ji has already explained you how to mark your attendance. In fact, Mr. Joshi ji is not feeling well. Still, he is attending the session. Thanks to him, Dr. Balaji sir will take continuously sessions for you. You have waited a long time. I know that has happened due to the non-availability of the material into English medium. Now the material is already translated, uploaded on the eGyan course, sent, uploaded on your LMS portal, and individually it is sent to your email IDs also. If you have not received, if you are not able to access the study material, you may kindly contact RC Pune through the given email IDs. It will be sent again. However, on Monday, we will check the dispatch of that means email, soft copy of the material, whether it has been dispatched to all the students or not. Then we will send it again. Now, today, only 3 people are there. Hope there will be more people, more students in the next session. With this introductory remarks, now I would like to request Sri Balaji to come to continue the session.
Yeah, thank you,
Wish
sir.
you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so let's start the session. So let's start the syllabus. Okay, we are waiting for so long time. So we are now on the track, I think, and then we'll be like I'll be getting actual the course what we have um, waited for, what we have waited for. So let's see. I think students can they can open their cameras, they can on their cameras. So we'll discuss first for 10 minutes at the beginning, and then move on to the. I will share my screen and then I'll show my presentation also. Koniba and Mukhtar, please. Uh, yeah, Mukhtar Goni. Mukhtar, yeah. Yeah, I can see both of you. Okay, can you see me? Can you hear me? Unmute your mic, please.
Yeah, I can see you.
We can see
All
you.
right. So, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's great. So we'll discuss first 10 minutes. Okay. So let it be. Your mic should be like unmute. Let's discuss. Okay. Since we are in the translation studies or MA translation course. Okay. The course at a new platform. So let's discuss first what idea you have in your mind that what you will study from this particular course, and the question is like what why did you join this course? What is the motivation, we can say. Let's discuss what was your plan to do this, why you are doing this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Koniba, Mukhtar, you can answer, please. Yeah, Mukhtar, I can see you. You can answer.
Okay, can I go
Yeah,
ahead?
yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm currently a translator. I'm doing
Great.
translation freelancer.
Yeah, right, right.
I work to many online companies.
Okay.
My language Kanuri to or English to Kanuri.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay, so what language you translate? I mean, what language to language? What kind of? In English to any other language or any other?
no Kanuri to English,
Okay.
Hausa to Kanuri.
Okay. So these are all African languages, right?
Yeah, yeah. Both Hausa and
All
Kanuri
right.
are African languages. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. All
yeah.
right. That's
So
great. That's great. You're already doing freelancer translator. That's great
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Okay, so this has become your motivation to study actual things, actual theories, actual elements what we have in the translation. That's great, great thing there. So you don't worry that you will be having this a great opportunity. Okay, so you'll be having
Huh?
lot of knowledge from this course. Okay, and of course you are
Translation.
doing, you're very much familiar with, as you're telling it, you're familiar with this, so you will learn many things from this course, definitely. That's great thing. Yeah, Koniba, can you tell me about you?
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah,
I'm studying
yeah, Koniba, why
translation.
did you join this course?
Yeah, I joined it
Sorry.
because I'm really interested in English. I say that I joined the course
Okay,
because I'm really interested in English, and
okay,
also
okay.
translation is something I'm doing till I get bachelor degree.
Okay, Koniba,
So
wait.
also I'm doing
Did you
translating
try?
class. So I
Did you try anything?
I, I don't understand it. Well.
Okay, okay, might be maybe some kind of network issue. So I think Koniba, you
Yeah,
are at some crowded place, so please sit somewhere there. Will not, like you will not be having any disturbance, because I can hear some people are speaking there. So go somewhere,
yeah,
in somewhere lone place, okay? Where then I, you can hear me properly or I can hear you. Okay. So let's begin with the this session first. This session will be the first one. In this session, we'll be having a very general idea,
is
and
there okay?
some of the, we'll try to give you the yeah, it's okay. Great, great, great. Okay, you can unmute your this mic.
Hello?
Unmute. Let me talk to you first. Unmute your mic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, tell me.
Okay, listening me? That's great.
Yeah,
Now
yeah, I
listen.
can.
So will be it's kind of going to be discussion. Okay. So it's not like that I will teach you for 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Okay. And then only you have to listen it and listen it, listen it, listen it and leave the class. So because this is a distance learning, open learning, so maybe you may ask questions. I will answer your questions, or maybe you can have your point of view to the in the class. No problem. Okay. So yeah, this class will be free for you to speaking and taking part of in the question answer. So gratefully, hopefully that we are going to be having these sessions, all the sessions for this course, like kind of. Discussion, okay, interaction between teacher and students, because since we have these little sessions, okay, so it is highly impossible to cover all the syllabus for 1 year, okay, for MA first part in translation. So what we are going to do, if you have any questions, I have answers. Okay, if I have any questions, I will put the questions in front of you. So let's discuss also. Okay, it's not just like I am giving you some lecture on the internet. Okay, I'm talking and talking and talking on the in the class, and then you're only listening for 2 hours. Okay,
Yeah.
so don't worry. Okay, let's I will share my screen. You can mute your mic now, no problem. Okay, you can see my screen. Whatever PPT I have, I'm telling you here. Okay, so it is very first lecture. So I'm trying to start directly with the unit one. Okay, and then one by one, when I get little time, okay, in between, so I will discuss the syllabus also. Okay, so why? Let's see. It's kind of discussions we are going to have. So it doesn't mean that you should go with some other, listening so many things and will be remember or not. Don't worry about it. Okay, whatever I am taking here in this class, okay, whatever I am showing you on my screen, okay, so that will be very much and highly helpful for you in the examination, or maybe in your personal life, as Mukhtar is doing the translation already, translation work. So I can understand it will be very much helpful for you. So please be concentrate on this. Okay, if you have any questions, so you can ask question in between also. This is a academic counseling session. Okay, it's not a proper lecture and classes we have. So if this class is open for your questions also in between, if you appear some kind of questions, so please ask me. Don't bother about it. Okay, let's start with my screen. Let me share my screen first, and then if you can see my screen, please let me know. We'll start the uh, this session.
Yes, sir. It is slowly getting open.
Okay. Okay, I hope you all of you can see my this screen. So if you can if it is visible, please can somebody confirm that?
Yes, welcome, welcome to translation studies.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great. Mukhtar, can you see this?
Yeah, I can see. Welcome to
Yeah.
trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right. I think Koniva has left the meeting. Or let's see. He will join
well,
later. Okay.
if possible.
Okay. So a very warm welcome you all on these sessions in this course in this university. Let's start with this translation study. So I uh, uh, go with the first unit, unit number one, translation theory. Okay. Generally, we have eight units or eight papers, we can say. Sorry, eight papers. So let's see one by one. We will be having crucial things, crucial elements, crucial points in the translation studies or translation theories that we are going to study. Okay, so today, without giving our brief information about the syllabus will I just wanted to tell you something before syllabus, and then we will discuss shortly the patterns of syllabus also. Okay, so this is the unit one, translation theories. In this particular unit, what we are going to study is basically the theories. Okay, what theories you have. Like a lot of people conducts the translation job, like Mukhtar is doing already. A lot of people without doing any course, without doing anything, any diploma, certificate courses, they directly join some of the companies and they start working as a translator. That is also a good part. Okay, that's also a good thing. There is no doubt. But if you are going with well equipped with the with some of the no, some knowledge of theories of translation, some knowledge of translators in the world, okay, what was their point of view. If you're going with these all information, that will be highly beneficial to have a good command over translation. Okay, so of course the translation is a eminent branch, we can say. Now people are getting much importance and much interest in the translation studies, because earlier there was a different picture. Okay, very rare people used to think about it, what is the translation. Okay, and most of the people used to do the word to word translation, and they they feel like we can do the translation. They used to feel like, yes, we are good in translation, like that. But I think, as we have this kind of courses like translation studies or whatever in the master level, so it will be great opportunity for you all to have a great knowledge in the translation studies or translation paradigm. Okay, so when unit one will be dedicated to the translation theories, what theories we have, when it has been started, when who has started the translation. Okay, how was the translation in the ancient era, how is translation right now. Okay, how was the translation in medieval periods. Okay, these all things will be covered, okay, in this particular lesson. Then the next one will be, who were the great and eminent translators. Okay, we have not started like we have got the idea of translation and we just started the translating some books. No, some of the people, some of the thinkers, some of the philosophers from the translation studies, they have spent a huge time. They have spent their many years and they have studied, they have created some kind of theories about translation, and they have written the books, and to convey the message of translation, a proper translation, a perfect translation method to the next or forthcoming generation. That's why this basically first unit or first chapter, we can say, it is dedicated to translation theory. Okay, so what kind of translation theories we have? Okay, you may have a question like, still you're as you are studying in India, Indian university, so you may have a lot of examples, references from Indian literature also. Okay, also of course you have some of the references from different literature and languages as well. Okay, so what we have as a theory, what we have what we have idea as we say a translation study or a translation theory. So let's think about it and let's discuss about it. Okay, in this particular lesson, very first question I have made here, what is translation? Okay, so might be you can write it down if you want to write it, Mukhtara and Koniba. If you want to write these notes, you can write it, or as Dr. Sharma sir said that you have a material as well, so you can refer that material as well. But what is the point here? You have to understand a general idea about these all things. Okay, as you are studying, of course you will study some of the deep materials, some of the theories deeply, some of the names of the translators, the great translators from across the globe. Okay, of course, but you have to, like, as you are studying in the open university, you will not have that much lessons or classes that you will go through for like, your teacher will help you to go through all the lessons or all the papers what we have. Okay, so it's my suggestion will be there that you should be, like, you should be improve your general perceptions, general understanding of the on the translation. Okay, so this understanding of a common understanding, a general understanding of translation, what is it? It will help you to, like, to have your own opinion in these translation studies. Okay, these are the definition that I have made. You may have a different definition on Google. You may have a different definitions on the in your study material as well. But I have made here to understand simply understand the concept of translation. Okay, so maybe you may have questions on, like, on the definitions of translation. Okay, what is a translation? Okay, so you may write your definitions also. You may write my definitions in the examination, in your project, in your assignment, or you can use the definition from the study material of in IGNO. This is the definition. Let's see. The process of translating words or text from one language to into another language. The process of translating words or text from one language into another language. Okay, so this is the basic idea of translation. Understand? This is the basic idea. What we translate words, we translate the text. Okay, so we translate the words and we translate the emotions in the other language. Okay, so it's a basic idea of translation. The second is the conversion of something from one form or medium into another. Conversion. You are converting your idea. Okay, right? Like, most of the students are from African country, African regions. Okay, you may have a different idea in your language. Okay, but same idea will be very much appreciated, very much interested to the Indian people as well. But when you are converting it into the proper language, okay, when you are transferring it into the proper language, in accurate language, okay. So the basic idea is that the conversion of something, that means idea, from one form or medium into another. All right, then the last one, the very basic definition: a written or spoken rendering of the meaning of word or text into or in another language. So all these three definitions, so very general lines I have made here, these all convey the same thing, that you are translating, you are transferring, or you are converting the words from one language to another language. Okay, all right. So see, this translation study is based on the concept of translation. What does it mean? What challenges it has? How it is important in the modern world, how it was important in the ancient world, ancient period. Okay, so you have to understand the translation, the concept of translation. Okay, might be, maybe you may have a different thinking, or you you can create your own definition for the translation word. Okay, understand? So we have to have a general perception on the translation. What does it mean? then you will be able to write many more things in your examination and for like project, okay, in the assignments as well. All right, so I hope this, the general perception, you can make it, or you can read somewhere, okay, or you can use this, what is translation. All right, okay, translation in ancient era, what does it mean? Translation, of course, if I'm using this ancient era word, it means that translation was existed when in the ancient period. All right. Translation, see this, translation took place by the team in the ancient period. Okay. See, there is there is a story, there is a a, a perception about the translation in the ancient period. People were not much aware about the translation, okay, in ancient era, ancient period. Why? Because this was not the globalization has not it was not there at that time, okay. Well, like all the people, all literature, all society, all philosophers, okay, all theories were very restricted to their borders, okay, restricted to their countries, restricted to their societies, okay. So uh, there were not much bother about translating the word or a particular thing in other language to spread the knowledge in the world. Okay, very rare people, very few people used to do the translation. Okay, so ancient era was the it was begin. Of course, it was a beginning of the for the translation, but it was not that much popular, okay, what we have right now. Now across the world, across the global across the globe, in lot of in number of universities, we are studying these translation studies now. Lots of universities are taking the courses teaching this about translation and theories of translation. But earlier it was not the part of education, okay. When in the ancient period, when people, philosophers and literary persons felt the emergency, felt the need of the translation, then then they started translating the things, okay. So very long ago, in the second and third, fourth, fifth century, we can say, the translation was existed, but it was in a very restricted or limited things, okay. Here I have how the translation used to take place in the ancient era, okay. Now what we do, see the difference between these two, how we translate these things, okay, how we translate. See, now we have a lot of technology, too much technology to do many things, okay. Now you can see in the Google also, Google translator, we have number of languages we have in the world. You can translate in any language your matter, okay. I can translate my idea in any language in the world, getting my point. But at that time it was not like this, okay. The difference was there, a huge difference was there, okay. What difference? Because what difference was there? The thinkers, the translators, the people, okay, people of the literary persons, they could not do the translation in the, sorry, could not do the translation what we do right now, okay. So that's why we have lot of awareness, much awareness about the translation nowadays. But in the ancient era, this concept of translation was very limited and very restricted, okay. So let's see. Now I can tell you that just somebody said that I am working as a freelance translator, understand. See, the way of translating, his way of translating may be like this. He may get some word from people, okay, from a company, from a firm, okay, and they will give some kind of books or whatever material to translate. He will take his home that material, and he will translate his on his own. Okay, when he completes the translation, he sends back to the company. Okay, and then company people or maybe that firm people, they will have, or they, of course they will, 100% they will have this a person who can do proofreading of that language. And after the proofreading finish, done, the translation job done, the material, the text after the proofreading is ready to publish, is ready to give a form in the form of book. It is ready to give in the to the people among the spread the things whatever he has translated among the people. Okay, but there is a systematic way of translating. Okay, that's why we are studying this. There is a perfect way, a systematic way, the authentic way, a legal way, we can say, of the translation. Okay, but we have to see the difference or see the system of translation in the ancient period. All right, let's see. See, translation took place by the team. Okay, translation took place by the team in the ancient period. Now, what kind of team? Of course, we need a team. Okay, we need a team of expertise. What we are doing right now, there is also a part of translation. But if you think about the perfect translation, the methodological translation, we can say there is a need of a team of translating or translators. Let's see. It is the example of ancient era. How was the team? The first person will be or used to be a chief translator. Okay, we have a lot of examples in the forthcoming lessons as well. Translator from China, translator from Japanese, translator from India, translator from Tibet, or translator from European countries also. Okay, so today only we are getting a general idea about the translation. Okay, the exact things will be, the names and everything will be coming in the forthcoming lessons. See the first one, chief, head translator, we can say. This is a team. This is a team that we had in the ancient era for the translator, for the translation. So first person would be like, used to be like, chief translator. He will be the main for this. Okay. Then meaning checker or tester, we can say. Okay, the second person after the chief translator. Then there will be a proofreader. Then there will be a authorship, who was like, the author of that uh, book or of the material. Then there will be, okay, there is to be reviewer or critics, we can say. Okay, see, these five major components of, these are the major components of ancient team of translators. Okay, the what is first? Chief translator. He will be the responsible for all the work. Of course, he will translate the things. Okay, so he will only translate. He will not look into any kind of meanings, proofreading, authorship, and review and critics. No, nothing. He has to translate. For example, I have a book, any book, a novel. Okay, I have to translate it. I will not look into any other things. Why it has written this? Why these words have written like this? Okay, nothing. No, nothing like that. Okay, so only thing, chief translator's job is this, to translate the matter, to translate the text. He will not look into any other things. Second, meaning checker. Okay, whatever chief translator has done, okay, is it correct, or is it the that the meaning has come out from the book, meaning has come out from the text, whatever translator has done. Okay, so meaning tester. See, in the actual translation we have many things ahead. Okay, So you will remember this, what I am teaching you right now. You will see the same things or some related things will be there in the next lessons. Okay, so meaning checkers and testers, they will check the meaning of the language. If I am translating an English novel in some of the African countries, some like Swahili and some other languages what we have in Africa. Okay, so I have to check whether the same meaning is coming out from the novel or coming out from the text. Okay, understand? Whatever I am trying to tell in the English, I have written it. Okay, so my thing was that my job is done because I have written in English. Now the translator's responsibility to transfer, to convert the same meaning with a different word in that language, target language, what we can say. Okay, until we have a great or exact meaning of that text, exact meaning of that that whatever the story is there. Okay, until that translation is not, like, we cannot say like it's complete. Okay, so meaning checker people will be there, used to be there. Then the proofreader was there. After that, proofreader, all the punctuations, all the systematic formatting of the text would be analyzed in this, used to analyze in this. Okay, proofreader, what proofreader do, proofreader readers do, very first thing that they work on punctuations. Okay, they work on punctuations, they work on then later grammar, and then they work on the structure of the text. Okay, proofreader also would there. Then the authorship. After the proofreading, the authorship, for example, I have written this book. Okay, I have written a particular novel. Then after the translation, it will come to me to check it again, to read it again, whether the translation has come out or taken place in appropriate way. Okay, authorship is also important. Who has written in the basic language or source language? Okay, if I'm translating from English to Spanish, so I am an English writer, then after translating or after translation, it will come to me whether, like, it has, like, good or whatever things we have in that. Then the last one is reviewer and critics. Okay, of course, when we translate some of the stories, some of the novels, some of the material, then it doesn't mean that it will be same, culturally same, socially same in the other language. Okay, it's very important. So that's why critics and reviewer people, they used to do the bird's eye view on the text, translated text. Okay, why bird's eye? I'm telling you this. Bird's eye, why? Because they will check everything. If I'm translating one of a story from India, okay, which was written in the Indian language, and I'm translating it into the German language. So, these people will check whether this will affect on the German writers, German readers, people from Germany who read this book, who are going to read this book. Okay, so reviewers used to think it, used to focus on the all parts, like, cultural, social, okay, and also linguistics. Okay, they used to think about it, and then they used to say, okay, this is okay, then you can go ahead. Okay, so translation, believe, remember this, translation is not single person's job, it's a teamwork. It's always teamwork. Now, a lot of people are doing this alone. A lot of people are doing this, individually. But if you want to, conduct a perfect job of translator, then we have to think about the team, like what we had in the ancient period. Getting my point? Okay. So this was the team, this was the way of working on translation in the ancient era. Okay, there used to be a team, so nobody was, like, doing the translation of some things or some books alone. in the ancient period. So there was a particular people, there was a particular group of people. They used to conduct the translation along with their other members. Suppose, like, we have to think about it. See, if I'm translating one book, I'm only translating. Then who will take care of the proofreading, the punctuation marks? We have what we need in the text. Understand? So each one, everything from this, like, each person should have a great knowledge about the translation, about the elements of translation, like proofreading, meaning, semantics, okay, authorship, review, critics, okay, and the impact of the book, everything. So the teamwork, it means the translation, and translation means teamwork, nothing apart from this. Okay, then there are types of translation. Okay, understand? I hope you people are getting. I'm taking this very slowly because you have to get some a general perception, a general idea about this. Okay, so types of translation. Now, what kind of types we have? See, these three types I have written on the screen. Okay, but you may have different types of translation. But these I have written here to understand, to make you to understand what kind of types we have. If you understand these three, of course, there are many. But if you understand these three, then this will be the great thing for you. Types of translation. Number one, literary translation. Okay. Number two, technical and scientific translation. Number three, machine and computer translation. All right. These three translations. Now, basically, everything which comes for the translation, you can think about these three. Number one, literary translation. What is it? Literary translation? A translation of literature. Okay, literary translation of literature. Suppose I am translating a novel of Jane Austen, right? A novel of autobiography of Booker T. Washington. Okay,
Balaji
like,
sir,
yes,
may I come in for a second, please?
yeah, please, sir.
Excellently explaining, sir. You are very well explaining. Your explanation is very nice. Under
Mhm,
the first category, literary translation, I have
mhm,
done translation of the dramas written by Kalidas into Telugu
mhm.
literature in the
Great,
same
great.
drama format. Format is the same. Only thing is,
Mhm,
wherever he has written verses, that verses
mhm,
are not recreated into the form of verse in Telugu. Only the
mhm,
context, on the essence of that verse is explained in Telugu, that too
mhm,
in modern language, with an
mhm,
intention to explain what is the
mhm,
idea of that
mhm,
verse, and what is the meaning of that verse, and what is
mhm,
there in the original text of Sanskrit, and how what
mhm,
was the idea of Kalidas in Sanskrit, that is to be explained to the modern reader of Telugu in the modern Telugu. With that intention, I have translated three dramas of Kalidas into Telugu, and then
mhm,
three dramas of Bhavabhuti into Telugu,
mhm,
and two
mhm,
more Sanskrit, modern Sanskrit dramas written in 1940s
mhm,
of one Telugu, one poet who worked in Sanskrit, that was also
mhm.
translated by me. So the translation
Oh,
work is very much interested to me. And
yeah,
under the first category, I have translated eight
that's
Sanskrit
great.
dramas into Telugu, and one Hindi
Mm,
Jayasankar Prasad's drama was by
uh,
name Samrat Ashoka, Samrat Ashok.
right.
That was
Yeah,
also translated into Telugu. This is the little
right.
work done by me. For
Yeah.
the benefit of students, I have explained this. What
Uh,
literally translation? There may be others also. This is one example. With your kind permission, thank you for permitting me.
yeah, great, sir. That's amazing thing that you have translated some of the literary text in the different in the target
Very
language
great.
from the source language. That's a great. That's a great. Okay,
Hmm.
so this kind of, like, translation, like, we have in this um, in this study. Okay, like I would like to tell you guys, as Dr. Sharma sir has pointed out here, some of the words have not translated, right, sir? Am I right? Some of the verses have not
Yes, sir.
translated
Yes,
in
sir.
the
Yes, sir.
modern language. Yeah, yeah. That is also a kind of like, this is also a study, okay, in the translation, students. Okay, because in the next forthcoming lessons, what we have a challenges of translation. Okay, see that sir has translated many of part. Okay, of course, you can take anybody's example. You can translate the words, you can translate the text, you can translate the story, but translation has limitations also. Okay, translation has limitations as well because you cannot translate everything in the target language. Okay, so of course we have in the literary translation and in the challenges of major challenges of the translation. In that we are going to study that sir has very good sir that you have pointed out this issue that the all the things cannot be translated in the target language. That's a great thing that you have mentioned
When
here.
you take
So
that
student,
future lesson, there I will
yes
also
sir,
add what were the challenges faced by me. At that time, I
that's
will
great.
come again, sir, with your permission.
Yeah, yes, yes, sure. So this will be very great discussion and class here. Session will be here. That's okay. Let's move on to the literary translation. That's okay. So literary translation is the thing that you can translate literature, translate any form of literature, like we have drama, we have a play, sorry, we have a novel, we have poems, verses, whatever we have in the literature as a form of literature, we can translate it from that. So we call it literary translation. Okay, so we have elements of literature. Okay, it's not that like if you reading some of the novels of any novel in English, so it's not just a story. It has elements of elements of plot. What we have as a tragedy, what do we call as a tragedy, what do we have happiness in the story, what we have in the some of the characters, okay, appealing characters are there. So everything, this is a art, this is the art of making some kind of literary work. And then if you are translating it, you are transferring the art of something, okay, into the target language. So literary translation, what it means, it is translation of literary forms, literary any work from literature. Okay, translation of novels, translation of play, translation of anything, okay, from the literature. Then technical and scientific translation. Now, what is technical and scientific translation? This will be like, you may have seen a lot of people are getting jobs in the companies, online companies or software companies. Okay, so as a technical writer, okay, or a scientific translator, okay, scientific translator. Why? Because the world is growing fast, very fast, towards with the help of technology. Okay, so in that technological world we need these translators, a technical translator or scientific translators. Okay, what generally we do here, we translate some of the technical words or technical things. Okay, for example, like I have something has invented in India. Okay, all right, something or some machine or some kind of gadget, some kind of gadget or some kind of machine, whatever you can say, it has like invented in India. Okay, and then we have to send it to the another country. Okay, or maybe some different people, some of the other people want to know about this the invention. So in that case, we have to transfer or translate the things in the technical language or scientific language. You will see that difference. If we what we have language in the novel, what we have language in the prose drama, okay, in the literature or any book, that will be completely different than the technical books. Suppose, for example, I'll simplify in more simple way. A student who is doing MA English, okay, he is reading his papers or whatever syllabus he is reading, that language will be different. Or a student is studying chemistry or mathematics or physics in masters, he will have a different language in the science. Okay, so technical and scientific translation is completely different from the literary translation. Okay, in the technical and scientific translation, we use number of several lot of technical words and scientific words. Now, scientific words, what we have scientific, what does it mean, scientific and technological words? See, there are a lot of words. If when we talk about computer, so a lot of words will be there, technical words. Okay, like words like copy paste, words like control and paste. Okay, words like keyboard, words like so what do we call motherboard. Now these all words are related to the technology. Okay, so whatever you are translating with using these kind of words, this is technical translation or a scientific translation. Okay, then the last one, machine translation and computer translation. Okay, this is that you will understand from only one example, that is Google Translator. Okay, whatever we have, like if whatever you want to translate from on your own, you can just type in Google Translator, automatically everything will be translated for you with the help of Google Translation or with the help of any tools which will be available on the internet. Okay, machine translation, you need not to do anything. You need not to write any word, write any sentence. You just giving some material to the machine. Okay, and that machine, that computer is translating the things very much easily. Understand? Okay, so after this, types of translation you may have. Extremely sorry. You may have different things in the types of translation also. Next, okay, in the forthcoming lessons. So this is only a general perception and general idea about the types of translation. Okay, a crucial part, why we do translation. What are the importance of translation? What are the objectives of translation? See this. Okay, okay. If you ask this question individually, so questions may have a different. Oh, sorry, answers you may get differently. Okay, if I'm translating one novel, you're asking me why you're translating this novel. My answer will be different because my importance of translating this novel will be different, definitely. Okay, my objective is different, but as a common question, why translation is important and why we do translation, a common question. So what will be the answer, or what will be the objectives, how you are going to tell the importance of translation? I have made here 5 points. Number one, spreading information, knowledge and ideas. Of course of course it's correct. Why? Because see this, whatever happening in this country generally, whatever happening in India, okay, okay, we have to tell to the other people. If I'm telling you the same thing what happened in India, or something like something innovative thing I'm talking about India. Okay, so if I'm talking in only my language, Indian language, to a African student, will it be will it be an exchange of information? No. Okay, will it be an exchange of knowledge? No, because I'm telling him, but he will not be able to understand, the person, the student. Okay, that's why the information, the knowledge and ideas, we have to circulate, we have to exchange, we have to share, and that's why we need a translation. Okay, for example, Bible is written in, it was written in Hebrew language or whatever different languages. We can take one example. Okay, it was written in Hebrew or any other language. So can an Indian person read that Bible? If I have an interest in Bible, I would like to believe in the Christianity. So how I can understand the philosophy of this Bible, philosophy of this religion? No, I cannot. So there we need translation. Why? Because I have to take that information. I have to take the knowledge of Christianity. Okay. Similarly, whatever we have Indian holy books like Ramayana, Mahabharata, okay, Bhagavad Gita, okay, Ramacharitas, okay, these all holy books you are available. Basically, it were these were these were available in Sanskrit language. So of course, the other people, like for example, European people or maybe some African people, a person cannot read Sanskrit language. Even he has interest in the holy books of India. That's why. That's why we have translation to exchange our ideas, exchange our philosophy, Indian philosophy of religion. We have to share it with whom? With across the globe, people across the globe. Then in that case, I have to translate it. I cannot gift a book to my students, okay, which is in Sanskrit. So what will they do? They will take my gift and they will keep somewhere else, okay, at their home. Nothing will happen. So when you have to exchange or share your knowledge or information, we have translation. We need a translation. Then the second one, for effective and empathetic communication between different cultures. Of course, each
Sir,
country
one
has a
second, sir.
different. Yeah, please.
1 second, sir. This
Yes, please.
translation they have faced with their study material itself, which was originally in
Yeah.
Hindi, and now
Ah.
it has been translated to English, and now you are
Ah.
explaining the text in English. This is the first example of the
Yes.
importance of translation, isn't it?
Importance. Very good. Very. Yes. Of course. Of course. This is the first importance. Yeah. Yeah. I should say this first one. I remember. That's great. Okay. So this is the first step and first importance or objective. Let's say this. So saying that all the material was existed in only Hindi language. So you are from West Africa, South Africa, whatever parts of Africa you are studying this course from India. Was it able, was it possible you to study this in Hindi and write the answers? No. Why? Because you have no knowledge in about this course. Because the knowledge is available in the Hindi language. Knowledge was available in the Hindi language, and that language you cannot read. Getting my point? So that's why we need a translation. It's a very good important point sir has made here. Okay, so importance, what? The knowledge, exchange of knowledge, exchange of ideas. All right. So this is the first thing that we have to understand why the translation is important in the modern world and in even in your personal life as well. Okay, for effective and empathetic communication between different cultures. Okay, see, different cultures we have, lot of numerous cultures we have across the globe. African culture, European culture, Indian culture, like any other country's culture that you cannot understand in a single way. Okay, all right. I cannot understand the culture of your country, your country, like from Africa. Okay, by sitting in India. Okay, so I have to have some kind of knowledge about it. Okay, we have to have a good communication among the people. Okay, and when that communication takes place, when you know the cultures of different countries, different societies. Okay, and when the communication takes place, when you have a good knowledge about the cultures and translations. Okay, so you see for example, if you don't know anything about it, okay, you're just watching somewhere, like you're in the like for example, you are in India. We are celebrating, Indians are celebrating some of the festival, one of the festivals. Okay, they celebrating and you are just watching that celebration. Okay, what is this? I don't understand. Okay, you are just looking at them and then you are going back. So why? Because you have to understand the culture. Okay, and for understanding the culture, language is important. All right, understanding the culture, language is important. So have a better communication among the cultures of different countries, we need a translation. Then the third one, to create a common understanding across many languages. To create a common understanding across many languages, many different languages. Okay, a common understanding, whatever happening in the world. Okay, you can read in the newspaper also. Okay, so if you are not able to read English newspaper, okay, so you will not be understanding what is going on in that English country particularly. Okay, but you may also have some, like, the news from England, the news from New York, USA. You will read in your language also. When when the translators or the newspaper translator translating the news, and they are giving you in the form of newspaper. So understand the whatever the things are going on across the globe around you as well. So common understanding, we need a translation to connect the world with yourself. Okay, this point is will be helpful. Like, for this point, language is important. If you don't have any language, like, a global language like English, you will not learn anything, you will not know anything. To connect the world with yourself means that you have to understand what is going on around us, what is going on in the world. So when it will come to know. Okay, so when you will read something. Okay, when you will read, when you have a material in your language that somebody has translated. Okay, so when you want to connect yourself to the world, the translation is important. The last one, to transfer the meaning of the source material to another language. Okay, the source materials. Okay, like, see this. You can take any example of any technological companies or firms, we can say. Okay, all right. Example of some of the mm take the example of Facebook. Okay, Facebook is, like, United States based company. Okay, thousands of people, number of people working under that. Okay, but what is the point? Like, transfer the meaning of the source material to another language. Like, whatever that company is deciding in the USA. Okay, they have to translate it among the people where they have their offices across the globe. Okay, I am working for the Facebook, for example. Okay, whatever they are guiding me, however they are guiding me to work on the Facebook, whatever my job is there under the Facebook, I'm working from India. Okay, they are guiding me. Of course, they will have a translator. Okay, they have to translate something. Okay, whatever their guidelines, they have to translate to me in my language. Okay, maybe you can take another example of, like businesses. Okay, business. Okay, what business I'm taking? For example, I'm doing export import business. Okay, while I'm exporting some materials from India, exporting some materials from India, I have to understand the language of those countries where I'm sending it, where I'm sending these materials. Okay, so source material to another language, it means, simply means, you have to understand. Okay, you have to understand the meaning of particular thing. Okay, and then you can transfer it to the another language, and for that we need a translation. Okay, whatever, like, books are being written in the English in the world, like, sorry, in the England. Okay, that everybody cannot read English. Okay, so that's why they are just translating some things. Okay, that material, that text, into the another other languages, and that is spreading to the world. Okay, you can see number of Shakespeare's plays. Okay, number of things, like, essays from English literature, number of novels from English literature have been translated in the different languages in the world. Why? Because People should read their message. People should read their stories. That's why translation is important. Otherwise, English is the one language of England country, England. Okay, they are writing something and only their people are reading. Why? Because we don't have any translation. Because we cannot speak English, their language. Similarly, Indian languages also have number of things, number of novels which have been translated in different languages like Russia, English, French, that we have in the next lessons also. What kind of books, what kind of novels they have translated in other languages. All right, come to the next one, dimensions of translation. Dimensions of translation, it means that how translation is connected to the different sectors, we can say different fields, we can say. Okay, how translation is important and how translation is divided into the different dimensions. Okay, number one is translation and religion. I will have written here examples also. You may have, you can see this also. Okay, dimensions of translation. It means that translation has done their job, its job in a different sectors. Now, sectors, what we have? Sectors, we can say religion is one sector. We have translation there as well. Philosophical literature, this is also one sector that we have translation is there. Okay, then scientific development or scientific uh, sector, we can say. Okay, we have there also, we have translated many things. There is also translation has worked. Translation and business also. Okay, in the business also translation takes place. And the last one is translation and tourism business also, or tourism, we can say. Here also translation um, has shown its power, has shown its skills in the particular region, we can say. Okay, translation and religion here. The example, translation of all religious book like Rig Veda, Bible, Buddha, Quran Sharif, and whatever holy books we have. Okay, all the books have been translated nowadays in many of languages in the world. So this is the first thing, that translation also works in the religious things or religious texts. Okay, Buddha's religion philosophy, Hindu religion philosophy, Muslim religion philosophy, Christian religion philosophy have been translated in the several languages at the time. Okay, whenever they need it. Okay, then the second, translation and philosophical literature. Okay, see this example, for example, thoughts of Bruno, Galileo, and other scientists. Okay, Bruno he was from Italy. Okay, Italian, he was Italian. He has written his everything in the Italian language. Okay, then he has written, like, many scientific philosophical thoughts in his books. Okay, Galileo also have written some of the innovative ideas about the universe. Okay, so languages they have written was a different, their mother tongue, their national language, but their philosophy has been translated in a different languages. Now Bruno's idea we have in English also, we have in French also, we have in many languages. Even I have found this information in Hindi as well. I don't know who has translated on the internet, but I have found the information of Bruno in the Hindi as well. See, the philosopher from Italy. Okay, philosopher from Italy, Italian culture or Italian philosophy, we can say. He has written something. He has written his philosophical thoughts. But an Indian person who is a Hindi language speaker can get the information about it. So this is one dimension. Then the translation and scientific development, development of medicine, development of technology, development of industry. These all developments, whatever we have in a scientific way, we exchange. For example, very recent example of the vaccination of the COVID-19. Okay, whoever has made this vaccination firstly, at the very first, So he has to share that knowledge, how he has made the vaccine in the field of medicine. Okay, then that person, that scientist, have shared the knowledge about the making vaccine, and it has gone through the all over the world, and every country's medicine the department has created the vaccine. Okay, you can see technology as well. Technology is also now the phones of, I see the iPhones. Firstly they used to the company used to make it in their own country. Now it is, people can make it in the China, people in India also, they can make, because they have their outlets in the different countries. Okay, so knowledge is circulating, the scientific knowledge is circulating among the people. So development of medicine, technology and industry also, people exchange through the translation. The next part, translation and business. Business that we are doing, as I have given example of export and import business. Okay, so if I don't understand the language of any person or any people from other country, then how can I conduct a business? I cannot. So we have to have some kind of translation there, and then we can conduct the, or we can go ahead with the business. Okay, translation and tourism, and then translation and advertisement also we have here. Every sector, what I'm telling you, I have written here only 6 points, but what my point is that translation has spread everywhere, in everything. If you go there in the religion, you will find the translation of all holy books. You will, you want to read some philosophical books, you will have a lot of philosophies in your language already translated. Scientific developments, business, tourism, information of the historical places, everything is like, everything has under the translation. All right, then the next one is importance and relevance of translation. Social and cultural integrity, national integrity, disseminate human values, exchange of scientific and technological knowledge, globalization and translation. Importance of translation. Why important? Why translation is important? These are the points. Okay. Um, Number one, social and cultural integrity. Meanwhile, the students, you can just write it down if you want, if you like some points. Okay, so you can just write it down for your reference. Okay, so don't forget to, like, if I'm telling you to write something or telling you these general instructions. Okay, so you can write it down as well. Okay, importance and relevance of translation, social and cultural integrity. This relates to the different kind of languages are being people speaks in different countries. Like for example, India, we have number of languages. Okay, still we live together, all the people live together despite having this the variety differences among the languages. Okay, among the like for example, states, we have 28 or 30 states. Every state has a different language. Okay, a different culture. Okay, but with the help of translation, we live together, we can keep our social and cultural integrity. Okay, what is the language we translate? Hindi language translate the dialects. Okay, instantly people use Hindi language in the communication from different if people are from different states. Okay, so similarly you may also have this. Okay, people this may happen in your country as well. People from a particular region speak a different language, a different dialect, or some other region speak different language. Okay, but still they have a language integrity. Translation, with the help of translation, they can go with their integrity. They maintain their social and cultural integrity. Okay, then the second one is national integrity. Okay, what we translate or what we speak with some other subordinates, like, like we, as I'm telling you, a lot of languages we have in India, more than hundreds and more than 500 languages, and including dialects, I'm telling you. Okay, a little small dialects also are being spoken in the regions, different regions. Okay, so national integrity is important. Why? Because the translation is important. Why translation important in this case? For example, India is a huge country. Okay, I am in, like, now I'm in Pune. Okay, I cannot study, sorry, I cannot read English, I cannot read any language. Okay, but if something happens like this, something happened in the capital of India, some information happened, or something, some accident happened, or something good things happen, something happened in capital of India, how can I understand? Because in the capital of India or Delhi, people speak their Hindi language, and I am, as a resident of Pune, I speak Hindi language. How can I get that idea what happened there? So translation helps you, makes you to understand, makes you to know this, what happened there in your language. Why? How? Through the newspapers, through the news channels and newspapers translate the thing what happened, the things what happened there, and they translate in my language, and I understand. Oh, this happened in the capital city. So I understand. So I know what happened in my country, and that's why the translation helps to maintain the national integrity. Then they disseminate human values. Of course, this is also important. Okay, disseminate human values, spreading the human values. Okay, how people live their life, how people live beautifully, live their life in a different regions, different countries also, we can say. Okay, so human values, which are the good things for the human, we can exchange, we can share in the through the translation. For example, a person who stays in India for 2 years, okay, he has observed everything, he has learned something, and he went back to his country. And of course, he will tell his people to his community people, his social people, like, wherever he stays in Africa or when some other countries, he will tell the good things about India, how the human values, how he has observed in India. Okay, so human value is also important, and it can take place through the translation. Exchange of scientific and theological, technological knowledge. Of course, again, we have already discussed this. Technological knowledge we share with the translation. Okay, what technology we people invented in the USA, how is it possible to know that technology in Africa, Africa's last country? Okay, not possible, because how we are going to say? So translation helps here. So people translate that technological information, technological knowledge, what they have invented in USA, and they translate in the African language. People can read it, what they have done. Okay, what they have achieved. Okay, similarly, translation here also important. Five, the last one, globalization and translation. It's very much important. Because of the translation, the globalization has taken place very quickly, we can say. Because we can get a knowledge. Okay, we can get a knowledge, we can get philosophy, we can get the information from different books, different languages. Okay, different cultures, with only the help of translation. Okay, whatever the things are happening in different countries, we take care, we understand here through the translation. Now, problems in translation. Okay, we have the same thing, challenges of translation in the next forthcoming um, lessons. Okay, but here I have put some 2 3 examples of translation problems in translation. Okay, as earlier, just now, a few minutes ago, we have discussed, sir has discussed, Dr. Sharma sir has discussed this. He could not translate the words. So this is the major problem. Sometimes we cannot express some things in the source, from the source language to target language. What are the problems? For very first example, expressions. Every expressions in India, this might not be, or may not be similar to the expressions of African people. So it's very difficult to translate the expressions. Okay, we cannot translate the expressions. Okay, for example, some people, like, in some country, people, if a person dies, they feel like, like something has bad on that family, or something some bad on that people of that family. Okay, but in the same thing, similar, in some other country, you can see people feel happy if someone dies at the time, because they will bother about the death of their family member, but they have a different ritual. They will dance and they will say goodbye to that person. They will take that body to the to the that place. Okay, so expressions we have different. All right, the see, for example, tradition of marriages will be different in according to cultures in a different countries. What kind of tradition we have, a marriage tradition we have in India, this will not be similar to any other country's tradition. So expressions are very important, which sometimes get difficulty in translating. Then the compliments. Compliments, lot of compliments we have in English. Lot of compliments we have in your language also. Every language have compliments. See, for example, you are wishing somebody. I have written here example. Break a leg. If I say you, now you from Africa, okay, if I'm telling my students, okay guys, break a leg, go and break a leg. So what does it mean? Break a leg, it's a word that you can, like, if you translate this word to word meaning, so your sir is like, your teacher is telling you to break a leg, break somebody's leg. Okay, break your leg also. Okay, so it doesn't mean that, because it has some different expressions and complements in this. Break a leg conveys the meaning that all the best, all the best. Why it is that? We cannot say why it is that, because the idioms, the phrases what we have in any language, it is a tradition of that language, whatever we have. Okay, so break a leg is, I'm just giving this only single example, because if you translate this word to word, break a leg, you will have a different meaning. But at the deepest level, in the English, it has a different meaning. It is all the best, or best of luck for your job, best of luck for your this examination, or whatever you can say. So problems in the complements also. Whatever complements you use in your country, that is a phrasal verb or phrasal or idioms or phrase in your language, that cannot be possibly translate as it is in other language. Then the third one is a proofreading. Proofreading also we have the use of punctuation marks in different languages have a different use. In English, we have a different kind of use of punctuation, but the similar punctuations or same punctuations are there in a different language, but the way of using that punctuation in that language is completely different. So sometimes if you don't know about the correct information about the punctuation, or good knowledge about punctuations, or so you cannot have a proofreading. So you, in the proofreading, you may have a problem where to put punctuations. Then this is beginning of translation tradition. I'll take it quickly. Okay. Uh, Beginning of translation traditions, it is like, for the study we can consider this, but translation has started very long ago, from the 5th and 4th century. But the some of the translators, philosophers, we can say, they have contributed their time, or their knowledge, or their skills to the translation. So we have the 16th century translation, but generally the translation begins from this, because the 15th century was like, the printer or printer machine has invented, and from that period the translation work has taken the speed from that era. So the because the translation finds him finds a helpful thing, or help from the machine of printing machine or printers, we can say. So the translation work uh, speedily started from the 16th of century. The person who was pioneer of translation, we can say Anthony Dolet. Okay, Anthony Dolet is the pioneer of translation in the modern world. Then the 7th century also we have some of the translation, books translation, text translations, religious book translations in the period of Charles II. Charles II has, like, he he what do we say, that he appointed some of the thinkers, philosophers, literary person, and then he conducted the job of translation. So he also translated some of the literary texts, some of the philosophical texts, and of course the religious texts also as well. The third one, 18th century, for example, Alexander Pope translated Shakespeare's work also. Okay, very you can go to Google and check this also. Shakespeare's some of the work or plays and some of the work also translated by the Alexander Pope. So 18th century also, I have written only one name from each century. Okay, it doesn't mean that these people only translated many works. We have number of a long list of translators in every century. Okay, but for your kind information, for the point of view exam, so these are the people, so you can just remember. Western schools of translation. Mm. We have some of the schools. Okay, as I told you, the team was there. A single person would not you not used to do translation job or translation work, but there are some of the thinkers, some of the people in the world. They have literally given some time on the development of translation. So number one, here we have a Prague School of Translation. Now, what these are the schools? These are the committees. You can generally understand this. A group of people, okay, belongs to that place. So that's why Prague School Translation. Okay, so Prague is a place there where people, like, some of the people come together and they form or they contributed to the development of translation. Okay, you can zoom in. Okay, so Prague School of Translation also the first school we can have. In this school, William Mythos's Roman Jacobson pioneers of the school of this translation, which emphasized vocabulary, grammar, and style of language is important in the translation. The Prague School. See this. You may have question on the short note question, or maybe a question on the schools of translation, or maybe philosophers of translation. Okay, then in this case you need to know, understand, you need to know about this, what that particular community, group of people, group of philosophers have told about translation. Understand, right? So Prague School of Translation, there were people like William Mythos and Jacobson. What they said that grammar and vocabulary and language of style is very much important in the translation. This one line you will understand what Prague School of Translation has said. Okay, these two people, William Mythos and Roman Jacobson, has focused on these three types of translation. Number one, intralingual translation. Interlingual translation. This is very much important point for your exam and for your assignments also. Please focus on this. Interlingual translation and intersemiotic translation. Now, what is intralingual? You can see the example. Explain this picture, describe this picture. Okay, intralingual translation means you are making the sentences or you are translating the sentences from the same language. Okay, I'm giving you the a sentence in English. See, for example, explain the picture. This is English sentence, but I'm translating this. I'm saying the same sentence in the same language. Describe this picture. See, so intralingual translation means translating in the same language. Okay, explaining something from the same language. You cannot translate it in another language. Okay, then the next one, interlingual translation, interpretation from one language to another language, or rewarding between languages. Example, French to English. Interlingual translation means translating one language from one language to another language. Like for example, Hindi language to English, English language to Swahili, Swahili language to some German language, German language to this any other language. Okay, language to language translation is a interlingual translation. Then intersemiotic translation is an interpretation between different sign system in the verbal sign by non-verbal signs. Okay, so intersemiotic symbolic translation. Okay, what symbols you have in a different language or different speaking culture, this that will not be same in other language, other countries' language. So when you are translating the symbols, that is intersemiotic translation. I'm taking it very fastly, but please remember this three types of translation. Also, you will be having a question on this. Okay, Prague schools of translation. You need to write these all things in this question. If question is there in the examination, then there are other schools also. I have not given many information because it's not possible to cover everything here. So please read this if you have time. United States School of Translation, School of Communications, London School of Translation. Similarly, I have only written about Prague School of Translation, but we have three more schools of translation, three more group of translation we have. So you can go through this information of this. Okay, Western theories of translation. Now this is the last part of the today's session. Two, three points are there. Western theories. Number one, see, in the translation studies, you will be having Western theories, Indian theories, Chinese theories, theories of translation, okay? European theories of translation, these all theories will be there. So you need to understand what is this particular theory from particular region. Okay, so Western, all European countries. Structural theory. Number one, structural. Now, what is structural theory of translation? Translation, it tells translation is based on linguistic analysis. Now, what is linguistics? Language or language linguistic, the elements of language. For example, words, meaning, grammar, sounds, all will come in this. So structural theory is based on linguistic analysis. In this, we emphasize on structure of language and linguistic levels. Okay, structure means what? For example, sentence structure. Now, how we have sentence structure? So we have, so this theory states this or tells this structure of that language is very much important in the translation of any text. Or and linguistics levels also. Okay, linguistics levels, what kind of meaning it has, okay, what kind of figure of speech they have used, everything, whatever comes under the linguistics. Okay, so in this particular translation theory, structure of language is very much important. That's why it is focused on the grammar, the grammatical structure, sentence structure, sound, how the word has been written and how it is pronounced. Then the lexicon, the words meaning, semantic, how the words have been used, what kind of words, which are words they have used. So these are very important. So these are the structures. Okay, grammar, sound, lexicon. Okay, and the language. So Western theory of structural translation theory is this. The structure is very important in this theory. So what we do, we analyze the words in the and their meanings. This is structural theory. Okay, just we rapidly see this because the same things are there in the next lessons also. So don't worry about it. Okay. Then the semantic theory in translation. Now, semantic theory, translation is based on meaning of linguistic expressions, and attention is paid to meaning. Sorry, I got a call. I hope that I'm connected. I hope that I'm connected, guys. Please let me know.
Yes, sir, you are corrected.
Yeah, thank you. Because I have got a call, so I hope it is not. Okay,
You are
semantic theory.
connected.
Yeah, semantic theory in translation. Now, semantic, what is semantic? It's a study of language. Okay, so what this theory tells about this? So, meaning is very important. Okay, so convey the meaning. Semantic theory. Okay, if a particular meaning, okay, we have to tell in some other language. So we, whatever words you can use, but the meaning, the same meaning should convey in the target language. This is semantic theory of translation. Okay, so in a brief, in a very simple way, what you can understand from semantic theory in translation, what is it? You have to focus on the meaning of that text. So meaning is based on the experience. Okay, meaning is based on the experience. What experience you have about that language, so we can convey that. Okay, I cannot convey the same thing, okay, with the same words in that language, in the target language, but as a translator, it's my job. I have to maintain that meaning in the other language also, in the target language. Okay, whatever words I can use, but I should not manipulate, I should not change, I should not make any difference in the meaning. So that semantic theory in translation tells is meaning is important. We have to transfer the meaning in other language. This is the second one. The theory of equivalence in translation focused on structure and meaning of language similarity. Words, sentence and phrases are translated in this. Okay, words, sentences and phrases are translated in this. Translator choose target language idioms. Now, just now I have given, few minutes ago I have given the example of break a leg. Okay, break a leg. I am telling a break a leg. I am writing it, and I'm going to translate it. I cannot translate it word to word. What is the meaning of break? What is the meaning of a? What is the meaning of leg? No, I can find a similar idiom, similar expression in the target language. So, theory of equivalence in the translation, what tells? It tells that phrases and idioms should be used in the target, from the target language. Okay, if I'm translating it from Hindi to English, okay, so whatever I have in Hindi, the phrases, the words, the sentences, I should find the similar, equivalent, see the word equivalence, equivalent idioms, equivalent phrases in the, from the target language, and that I should use in the translation. And the last one, theory of relativity. Okay, theory of relativity, what is it? Meaning is transferred into target language, fact remains same. Use of own expressions of the target language. Okay, use of own expressions of the target language. Okay, sometimes what happens, we do not relate the things, okay, in the translation. We have to relate the things, we have to relate the meaning. Okay, meaning is transferred into target language, of course we have to translate the meaning. Okay, so but the things whatever remains, okay, what we say that emotions, okay, emotions should be transferred as it is. Okay, emotions of one story should relate to the culture of the target language. Okay, so that is a theory of relativity. Theory of relativity in the translation, what is it? Expressions and emotions should transfer, translate in the target language. That is a relativity. So some kind of relevance we have to maintain, some kind of relations we have to maintain from the both the languages, like whatever translate you are translating from source language to the target language. Okay, I have not covered many of things from this the first unit, because the same things are there in the next lectures also, next forthcoming syllabus also, forthcoming units also. So study recommended, I have put some names here, students. if you get some time to read some of the study material, so or if you are not getting the study material, or if you are not getting much time to study in your schedule, so please read a general outline in the Google also. What is translation, and who were the people, and what was, like, the basic idea of translation. I have written here three names which are very important, which will come again and again in the next lessons, that with a different kind of references, different kind of information and knowledge, we can say. The first one is Newmark, Pierce, and Andre Lefebvre. These three people are majorly contributed to the modern translation theories, and that's why these people will come again and again in the references in the next units also. Okay, so in the next unit, like translation studies also will come again and again. Okay, some references like interlingual or intralingual translation, semantic theory. Okay, these all things are interconnected with the whole syllabus. Okay, so it's my suggestion, my recommendation will be this: before going to start the next lesson, if you get few minutes or maybe 1 or 2 hours, okay, please go through to understand a very basic idea about translation and people and theories related to the translation. You can get a very general perception by reading it. Why? Because this will very much helpful, because if you know about Newmark, okay, or Pierce or Andre, so you will have a you will be getting quickly what I'm telling you, what I'm teaching you in the next lessons, forthcoming lessons. Okay, so that's why, if you get time, please go through some of the general ideas. You can Google it and see what is translation and everything. Okay, all right. So we'll stop here for the first session. Okay, we can stop here. Okay. Uh, let's I'll give you 10 minutes to ask question. If you have ask questions, so please we'll go to this question answer session. Okay, and then we'll stop for this. Yes, please.
May I come in, sir?
Yes, please.
Your explanation is very good, sir. Excellent.
Thank you.
Presentation is very good. I am thankful to you. Though, as I told you, though I'm a translator, I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to know more and more about the translation. Thank
Yes.
you very much for the excellent session.
Thank you so much for appreciation. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody? Mukhtar, I think Mukhtar Goni, you're asking
Yeah,
something?
yeah, really, this is very interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, the session, we have already gained a lot.
Ah.
Though I am a translator,
Mhm.
but I already gained a lot.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great thing. Of course. Again, we have a lot of things, lot of techniques, challenges, problems,
Yeah,
solutions. Everything will be there. Let's see. Hope for the best that you will be attending most of the lectures, okay, most of the sessions by like making some time from your packed schedule. Okay, already you are working. That it's good thing that you are spending time with this course. Okay, so of course I'll try my best to give you more and more through my lectures. Yeah, I think Koniba is asking something. Yes, Koniba, I can
Unmute
hear
your
you.
mic and then speak.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it was very good, clear, and very clear too. So I really enjoy. Thank you so much.
right. Thank you so much for appreciating this. Thank you so much. Be
Uh,
there for the next lecture. Yes.
really,
Yeah,
and to say, I have something to say.
yeah.
The course time is the same time as my work time. So sometimes it's also for me to join uh, and work Very well difficult.
Okay.
Every day's lecture
That's
will be recorded and uploaded
yeah.
on the LMS portal immediately on the next day. So if you want to go through the video again, the recorded session will be available on the LMS portal. You won't miss anything. You
Yeah.
can go through
Yeah.
whatever what many times you want. You can go through that.
Okay. Really, thank you.
And I request the students to interact as and when you get a doubt. No problem.
Yes. Yeah.
Not necessarily in the last 10 minutes only. As I have disturbed, sir, you may also can disturb. You may
Yes. Yes.
also can ask whenever you get a doubt, so that the session will be interactive. Otherwise, sir only will be speaking, will not be good, because he will have a confusion whether you are listening, whether you are understanding, whether you are
Yeah.
following. So this type of things will be there in the mind of a lecture, the expert mind. Where so it will be better on your part. You just nod your head, keep your video on, and then interact one or two sentences whenever you get a doubt. If the doubt is not there, then it is fine. If you get a doubt, you ask immediately, so that the questions will be answered immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
Let
Good.
us take forward these sessions in the interactive manner. There are 13 students today. Maybe beginning the being the first session, attendance is only of two students, and we will send again and again communications to all of you. Please see that more and more participations will be there. Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
lastly, I would like to know, Mukhtar Goni, what is the time right now at your country?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. We are 7 o'clock, 8:30 in the evening for us, and it is 4, so it is a convenient time for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Balaji
Very.
sir, yeah, Balaji sir, thank
Yes.
you once again for your
Yeah.
excellent session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for appreciation, guys. We'll stop here for today. Okay. We'll resume the session two tomorrow as per the schedules. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.